Good evening, everybody. How are you? Give it a little bit of time, get some people in here. Beautiful night tonight. Beautiful. Beautiful night tonight. How can you not take advantage? How can you not take advantage with a nice cigar? I gotta hold this cigar kind of weird because when I went to punch it, you want to put a poker through it because it'll burn longer. And I accidentally had the poker diagonal. I kind of rushed through and I slit it. Can you guys see that slit right here? See that hole right there? So I have to hold it when I inhale. Otherwise I'll lose smoke. Anyhow, guys, I got zucked today. They zucked me, guys. They zucked me. You know what it means to get zucked? You ever been zucked before? Well, they zucked me real good. Your man, Bobby Hesley, got zucked. But I'm not upset about it. I got your back too, Rima. You know I got your back, Rima. You know I got you. And I know you got me. So, I got zucked, guys. The video that I made today was taken off. It was absolutely taken off. This is a cherry cigar. I've also got a Java here. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, but I've got a Java also. I like the Java brand. You're awesome too, Cody. All of you guys are awesome. I love all you. You know, Jenny, I thought about Parler. I've got an account on Parler, but I hear they're asking for people's IDs and then kicking them off. Yeah, you're right. That sucks. Yeah, it's Facebook censorship, and that's what I want to talk to you guys tonight. So, basically, what I did is I was talking about some facts in Pennsylvania that I still believe are facts, but the independent fact checkers out in Silicon Valley don't believe that they were facts. So they went ahead and zucked me, and they censored that video. It was taken off and they censored it. But I'm not mad at it because I've got a workaround. I've edited the video. I've taken out the parts that they claimed to be problematic. And as we speak, that video is being re-rendered and it will be uploaded again. And that's what I need your guys' help with. Love you too, Kathy. You're great too, Mary. That's what I need your guys' help with. So I've edited the video. I've taken out the part that they deemed was problematic. But I feel like there were lots of other good things in that video that spread a lot of hope and awareness and enlightenment that I want you guys to benefit from. So there's two favors I need from you. The first favor that I need from you is when I upload that video, I need all of you to like it, and I need all of you to make a comment on that video. Just make a comment. Hey, Bobby, great video, Bobby. Whatever you want to say, just make a comment on the video. Make sure that you like the video. And then what I need you to do is I need you to share that video. Now, the algorithms are going to be a little bit different because Facebook Live obviously can blast it out to everybody who's on my friends list. It'll blast it out to everybody who's on my followers list. Everybody will get an automatic notification on their phone that it went out, and they can watch it in real time. They can comment in real time. They can share it in real time. And that obviously helps the video climb. That helps with the algorithms. Okay? But this isn't going to be a live video. It's going to be an edited version of a live video that I did earlier. So what I need you guys to do is like it, comment on it, and then I need you to share it. I need you to share it, guys. Let's get it back up there. Let's get it blasted back out because I believe that we are winning this election, guys. I believe that it's coming back. Thank you all. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for having my back. You guys know I have your back too. I don't make any money from doing this, guys. I don't get paid to do this. But I do it because I care about my country. I care about the truth. I care about God. But I also care about all of you. And I know that a lot of you are discouraged. I know that a lot of you are anxious and depressed. And you have all these negative feelings and emotions that are pressing in on you. You have nihilism. You have hopelessness. You have all these things that are trying to make their way into your minds and into your spirits. And that's why I get on here when I do. And that's what I do. Because I want to prevent that from happening to you guys. You guys are my fellow Americans. You're my brothers and sisters in Christ. We're children of the Creator. And I want to help you guys get through this. I really do. So once this video is rendered and I re-upload it, please like it, please comment on it, and please share it. And when you share it, I also ask that you guys don't just share it. I want you to also make some commentary in the body of the text when you share it. So you know how on Facebook, you could write up a little description of the video that you're sharing? Make sure that you write a description of the video. And it doesn't have to be, more than a couple sentences, and say, hey guys, please share this video. Make sure that in the description of the video, when you share it, that you at least type the sentence, please share this video. Let's get it going viral again, guys. Because a lot of people need hope. A lot of people need information. And I want to give that to you guys. The other favor that I ask of you guys is that you all go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Just go to youtube.com/Bobby Hesley, or just go on YouTube and look up Bobby Hesley. You can also see my YouTube link in the description of this video. Please go over to my YouTube and subscribe, guys. That'll be a big help. That'll be a huge help, because I am working on some things. I am putting some things together that is going to make you really, really glad that you're a subscriber to Bobby Hesley. You are going to get so much value. You are going to get so much knowledge. You are going to get so much encouragement and education that you're going to be really, really glad that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So please be sure to do that as well, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. And let me be your media, guys. Let me be your source of information. Let me be your source of news. Because I'm going to give you news that has nothing but the spin of truth on it. I have no agenda. Actually, I do have an agenda. My agenda is truth. And it's like I say in lots of my video, guys, I don't care about being right. I've already printed my first retraction video last week. And I'll do it again if I have to, if I'm wrong about anything. I don't care about being right. I care about being true. That's what I care about. So let me make a few comments on censorship. I wish I could blow an O for you guys, but it's kind of windy outside and it kind of messes up the O. Let me see if I can blow an O. Hold on. No, the wind is messing it up. So anyway, the edited version of that video is rendering. It's still got a ton of stuff in it that you guys are going to love. Now, when it comes to censorship, I know it gets on our nerves. Thank you, Peter. For those of you that are just joining, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. When it comes to censorship, guys, here's what we have to realize. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all these platforms that we complain about, especially us content creators. If you guys are annoyed as consumers and viewers of when my videos are censored or when other people that you like listening to are censored, imagine when you're the producer of that work. You put in the time and the effort and you put yourself out there. You open yourself up to ridicule. You open yourself up to trolls. You do all these things when you stick your neck out there to make content and then it gets censored. That's a lot more annoying when it happens to us producers. But as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, one thing I realize is I try to be level-headed. And the reason why I try to be level-headed is you got to realize Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all these platforms, they are not government entities. They're privately owned companies, which means they're not bound to the First Amendment, guys. Facebook is not required to observe the First Amendment. They're not. Facebook is not a taxpayer-funded platform. It's a privately owned company by this kid out in California named Mark Zuckerberg, right? He's the one who owns Facebook. So if I were to own a business, there are certain types of discrimination that I'm legally allowed to practice. And not only am I legally allowed to discriminate in certain ways, but I even have a right to discriminate. Now, obviously, there are what are called the protected classes, and there are 7 protected classes in certain industries that you have to observe. So I'm also a landlord. Okay, I'm also a real estate investor. So as a real estate investor, yes, it's a private business that I own, but I have to abide by what are called public accommodations laws. And with public accommodations laws, there are what are called protected classes, and there are 7 protected classes, okay? For example, you can't discriminate against family status. So if I were to rent out a house, I can't say, looking for mothers with 3 kids all under the age of 5. That would be illegal, okay? I can't discriminate against religion. I can't say no Catholics allowed, no Jews allowed, no Muslims allowed. I can't do that. I can't discriminate against handicaps. I can't discriminate against race. I can't say no coloreds allowed, right? I can't discriminate against gender. Okay, these are called protected classes. But that's when it comes to real estate, and those are public accommodations laws that apply to real estate. However, when it comes to something like a website that you have, well, Zuck reserves the right to censor whatever videos he wants. He's not a government official. He can censor whatever videos he wants, whatever videos he doesn't like. And his message is, if you don't like it, get off my platform. There's plenty of other platforms that you can go on. If you don't like the way I do things here, bounce. You ever go to McDonald's and you see a sign that says no shoes, no shirts, no service, no pets allowed? Those are all forms of discrimination. What if I wanted to go to McDonald's without a shirt on? What if I wanted to go to a party store without wearing any shoes? What if I wanted to just show up in my boxers with no shoes, no socks, or shirts on? If I were to show up at a party store in my boxers with nothing else, I'm going to experience some legal discrimination because the owner of that store has a right to refuse me service because I'm not abiding by the dress code that he requires in his store. I couldn't sue. I'd be laughed out of court. It's the same with Facebook. Zuck can zuck me all he wants, and there's really not much I can do about it. So that's why I wasn't upset when I realized I was censored. And to be honest, guys, I'm actually surprised it took this long. All the videos I've been putting up the last 6 months, I can't believe it took this long. But it finally happened. There's a first time for everything. But there's workarounds. I'm a problem solver. So what I did is I edited out the problematic parts that the independent fact checkers thought were problematic. And it's only about 2 minutes worth of stuff that I took out. The other 39 minutes are still there. And I still think it's a video that needs to be seen and heard and shared and liked and commented on. So like I said, guys, do me those favors. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so yet, please do that. You will not regret it. There are going to be some things that are produced exclusively on my YouTube channel. And you're going to have access to that. Okay? When I render this video, I want you to like it, comment on it, and share it. And when you share it, please include that description. And please ask others to share it in your description of when you share it. Okay, brothers and sisters? I love you guys. I'm here for you guys. I'm working tirelessly for you guys. I'm working to help you keep your sanity. I'm working to help you keep your hope. I'm working to help you keep your knowledge and your faith in this country. And it's an honor to do so. So, hey, Terry Lynn from Birmingham, Alabama. You're not too far from EWTN. From the EWTN headquarters, the largest religious broadcasting network in the world, founded by Mother Angelica. And you're right, YouTube can be just as bad too. You know, YouTube can, they can censor me too. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens either. And if it does, I'll deal with it. In other news, Arizona and Wisconsin are really starting to turn our way, guys. Like I said in the video earlier. Kiki Marie, you want me to give a shout out to your mom, Rose? Hi, Rose. Shout out from Bobby Hesley. Thank you for having Kiki, your wonderful daughter. Thank you for giving her to the world as a gift. There's your shout out. Hope Rose is watching. Hey, Rose, if you watch this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share my videos, okay? So, just enjoying a late night cigar in this weather. Getting ready to head to Orlando tomorrow for my real estate training seminar, which is going to be awesome. And I will be filming from Orlando. There's going to be some awesome weather there, so I'll be able to get some good walking in there. And love you too, Kiki Marie. You guys are great. You see, God brings good out of everything, doesn't he? There's silver lining in everything. All this craziness that's going on in our country right now, look at how it's bringing all of us patriots together. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how it's bringing us together, guys. And we are going to stay together long, long after all this craziness dies down. That's the beauty of this. All this craziness that the Democrats are creating right now are creating other situations for those of us that are going through it that are going to have some really immense staying power that's going to bless and benefit us for the rest of our lives. I'm not going to stop, Cody. I'm just getting started. Shout out to the U.S. Marine Corps, you devil dogs, the true, the proud, the Marines. I love you, Marines. You guys are the ones who took down Osama bin Laden. We have an unpayable debt to you guys for that. Here's a little joke from my Marine buddies. The only other people that are capable of taking out Osama bin Laden, other than you guys, would have been the IRS. If Osama bin Laden owed back taxes, it wouldn't have taken us 10 years to find him and kill him. If Osama bin Laden owed back taxes to the IRS, he would have been found and apprehended on September 12, 2001. He would have had a notice of levy sent to his little cave in Afghanistan he was hiding out in, his little musty cave that he was hiding out in. He would have had a notice of levy sent to his cave, and the IRS would have arrested him. Those are the only people that could have taken down Osama bin Laden. The U.S. Marine Corps and the IRS. You guys think I'm joking? Think back to Al Capone. He had a murdering, racketeering, prostitution, bootlegging, all the crimes that Al Capone committed. He was a gangster of all gangsters. And no matter how hard the feds tried, they could not bring Al Capone down. And of all things, for them to bring Al Capone down for, you guys know what landed Al Capone in Alcatraz prison in San Francisco? Tax evasion. Wasn't the FBI, wasn't the ATF, wasn't the police department, it was the IRS of all the government entities to bring down Al Capone. It was a good old Uncle Sam. So guys, the video should be just about done rendering. I'm going to drop off. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be 40 years old, Billy. In about 2 weeks, on November 21st, I will hit the big 4-0. And my best years are ahead of me. They really are. My worst years are behind me, and my best years are ahead of me. So, that about does it, guys. Arizona's pulling in for us. Wisconsin pulling in for us. Pennsylvania's pulling in for us. I believe we're going to get Michigan back. It's great, guys. We're still in this thing, guys. Hold the line. Do not retreat. Do not surrender. Hold the line, guys. Guys, we got to be there for President Trump. We got to be there for President Trump, guys. President Trump is the loneliest man in Washington, D.C. right now. Everybody has abandoned Donald Trump. The Republicans have abandoned him. The ones in Congress have, at least. Not this Republican. Because even a week after the election, I am still rocking my Black Voices for Trump hat. Black Voices for Trump, baby. Still going strong. You know how I feel when I wear this hat, guys? I feel like Thor at the end of Thor Ragnarok. I feel like Thor at the end of Thor Part 3, Thor Ragnarok. Because Asgard was like this physical planet, right? It was this powerful, mighty planet. And it was destroyed by Thor's sister, Hela. And Asgard was the kingdom of Thor. He was the king of Asgard whenever Loki wasn't trying to usurp the throne, as he did many times throughout that mythology. But Thor was the rightful king of Asgard. And when Hela destroyed Asgard, Asgard ceased to be a physical kingdom. The institution of Asgard was destroyed. But at the end of Thor Ragnarok, when they were on the spaceship, Thor was crowned the king of Asgard. And he was on the spaceship of Asgard, and he said, "This is Asgard. Asgard exists in our hearts now." Even though the physical location... Oh man, I got a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Even though the physical location of Asgard had been destroyed and was no more, Asgard lived on in the hearts of the people. So even though the Trump campaign is over, even though the election is over now, I mean, it's not over, right? It ain't over till it's over, but you guys know what I mean. Everybody's voted. It's just now the votes are being counted and purified and segregated and audited and challenged and litigated and all those things. But the 2020 election cycle, as we know it, is over, just like Asgard was over. And Black Voices for Trump was a huge part of that. I used to go to the Detroit headquarters all the time. I filmed many videos from the Detroit headquarters of Black Voices for Trump. If you guys want to go on my YouTube channel, you'll find some of the videos I filmed from there. Many, many videos are there. We had different speakers that came in. We had Dr. Ben Carson. We had Laura Trump, the daughter-in-law of Donald Trump. We had so many awesome people. Dr. Linda Lee Tarver that came through. And now, when I wear this Black Voices for Trump hat now that everything is kind of behind us, I kind of feel like Black Voices for Trump still lives in my heart. It's still going strong, guys. I still believe in Black Voices for Trump. Even though everybody's saying that Joe Biden is the winner, even though everybody's saying that it's over, even though George Bush is congratulating Joe Biden, even though Bibi Netanyahu congratulated Joe Biden. Everybody's jumping the gun on this thing, when in actuality, the winner of the presidential contest isn't certified until December 14th. So we're more than a month out from determining who the true winner is. Biden hasn't been certified yet. The media just said he won. Big deal. They said Dewey defeated Truman. Al Gore was the president-elect for 30 days back in 2000 during the recount. That doesn't mean nothing. This thing is going to go to the Supreme Court. But Black Voices for Trump is always going to have a special place in my heart. Win, lose, or draw. Whatever the outcome of this thing ends up being, I'm always going to keep this hat. And other hats I have, other Trump hats. I even have a hat signed by Donald Trump himself that I'll keep. Because I believe that Donald Trump, he's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, guys. As far as getting the job done and keeping your promises and doing everything you said you would do, Donald Trump he's right, you know, his head ought to be put on Mount Rushmore. They ought to append his head to Mount Rushmore, even if he only gets one term. Guys, throw up the number 1 if you believe that Donald Trump's head should be on Mount Rushmore. Let's see some ones. You guys are great. I'm on Parler, guys. I'm just taking my time with Parler. I don't like platforms that require your photo ID. Because once they if I ever to get kicked off Parler, now they got my photo ID. And I have no control over that now. So I'm taking Parler slowly, guys. I'm not really jumping the gun with Parler. Believe it or not, guys, I still like Facebook. I think it's a great platform. You just have to realize that you're on somebody's private property. It's like I said, think of the analogy. When you go to the liquor store, it says no shoes, no shirts, no service. There's legal discrimination that they're able to practice against us. You know, we can't tell Zuck how to run his platform. We can't. He runs it how he wants to run it. Now, if it was Facebook.gov, that would be a totally different thing. But it's not Facebook.gov. It's Facebook.com. So because it's Facebook.com, it's a private business, and they can run it how they want. So, guys, thanks for coming out. I'm going to finish off this cigar. Well, unless you want me guys to keep hanging with you till I finish off this cigar. What do you guys want to talk about? Throw anything in the comments you want me to talk about. Throw in a keyword, and I'll talk about it for a few minutes till I finish this cigar. And it doesn't even have to be about politics, guys. What's something you guys are interested in hearing my spin on? And I'll talk about it until I finish this cigar. We probably got about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes left. Thank you, Lucy. God bless you as well. Yeah, discrimination. That's the best way I could put it. There are unjust forms of discrimination, guys. There are unjust forms of discrimination. However, not all forms of discrimination are unjust. Okay? For example, men's only bathrooms. A men's only bathroom, that's a form of discrimination. A women's only bathroom, that's a form of discrimination. Right? It's a just form. Do you want a grown man? Do you want a 47-year-old man going into the little girl's room when you know your daughter's in there? Of course not. Vaccination. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to touch that one. I'd be here all night on vaccination. Let's see what some other suggestions are. Manufacturing. Talk about love. Sharon Lynn wants me to talk about love. Well, let's talk about love for a few minutes. There are 4 types of love. I'll start at the lowest and I'll end with the highest. I'll save the best for last. The lowest form of love is known as storge. It's a Greek word, storge. Storge is the love between 2 friends. C.S. Lewis describes storge love as 2 friends who are looking in the same direction. That's what the love between friends is. It's love that rather than looking at each other, you're looking in the same direction. So you're friends with people who think the way you do, who talk the way you do, who believe the way you do. That's the lowest form of love. It's called storge. Many of you on here, even though I don't know who you are, you guys are my friends. I consider you my friends. That's the storge form of love. The next level up is called phileo. The Greek word for love in a higher sense is called phileo. Phileo means when you love somebody like a brother. You love somebody like a really close family member, even if they are a family member. If I had a brother, I've got 2 sisters. I just visited with one of my sisters earlier today. I love her with phileo love. Okay? Lots of words in our language, guys, in our English language. The English language is a sponge language. The English language is kind of a female language. The essence of being female is receiving, right? The English language is a female language because it's a passive, receptive language. It receives words from other languages. And one of those is the words we have for love. So, for example, let me give you an example. One of the cities we're hearing about a lot is the city of Philadelphia. Lots of fraud going on in Philadelphia. Ballot counters, Republicans not being allowed to come in. Very similar to what was happening in Detroit at the TCF Center. You guys notice that what does Philadelphia mean? Philadelphia is known as the city of brotherly love. But believe it or not, there's 2 Greek words that forms the name Philadelphia. So you have phileo, which is the Greek word for love, and the Greek word for brother is adelphos. Adelphos. So you put those 2 words together, Philadelphos, philo, love, adelphos, brother or brethren. There's your city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, right? What's interesting is in John chapter 21, when Jesus rose from the dead in his Easter narrative, he asked St. Peter 3 times, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He asked him 3 times, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? And the first time when Peter responded, he says, yes, Lord, you know I love you. If you go back and whip out your Greek concordance, the word used for love there was phileo. He said, yes, Lord, I phileo you. In other words, you're my bro. I love you, bro. You're my pal. I like you a lot, Jesus. Jesus wasn't satisfied with that answer. So he asked Peter again, Simon Peter, son of John, do you love me? Peter says again, yes, Lord, you know I phileo you. You know I love you. What was interesting is the third time Jesus asked if Peter loved him, Peter answered it differently this time. The Greek word switched from phileo to agape. He finally gave Jesus the answer that he was looking for. Simon, son of John, do you love me? Finally, Peter said, yes, Lord, I love you. I agape you, meaning I love you so much that I'd be willing to die for you. Agape is the highest form of love, guys. And it was at that moment when St. Peter finally confessed the love that he has for Jesus. It was at that moment that Jesus prophesied the manner in which he would die. He said, Peter, you've gone about freely as you please, but one day you're going to be bound and you're going to be taken a place you wish not to go. And he predicted Peter's crucifixion, which would be upside down. So the third form of love, and what was interesting is Peter denied Jesus 3 times, right? We all know the story behind that. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. So for each of those denials, Peter repented when he said 3 times that he loved Jesus. The other thing that was interesting is that the night that Peter denied Jesus, the evangelist was very specific with the detail that he gave, where he said that there was charcoals, that they were warming themselves by the charcoals. There was a charcoal fire, and people were gathering around the charcoal fire to warm themselves. And that was when they noticed Peter. They said, hey, you're with the Nazarene. You know Jesus. And that was when he denied Jesus. What was interesting is in John 21, St. John came back with that detail. Because notice, when Jesus was cooking them breakfast on the shore, it specifically says that he used charcoal. He was grilling fish with charcoal. Very, very interesting how it came full circle. Peter denied Jesus 3 times around a charcoal fire, and then he reaffirmed his love for Jesus 3 times around a charcoal fire. Okay? The third level of love is called eros. Eros is sexual romantic love between a man and a woman, between a husband and a wife, within the confines of a sacramental marriage. And it's the eros love that prevents the human race from going extinct. Without eros, we wouldn't be here, guys. If my mom and dad didn't have eros love for one another, I wouldn't be here flapping my gums and smoking a cigar on a Tuesday night on Facebook Live. So eros love is the romantic love between a husband and a wife. And according to Catholic teaching, true and authentic love has 2 areas to it. It has what's called the unitive and the procreative. The spouses come together in union, which renews the mystery of that sacrament of Christ's union with the church. Christ becomes one with his bride. It's interesting, when Saul was persecuting the church in Acts chapter 9 and 10, when Jesus appeared to him, he didn't say, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute the church? Why do you persecute my church? Is that what Jesus said when he appeared to Saul? No. He said, why do you persecute me? Because Christ is one with his church. Even though Paul had done no personal injury to Jesus, he had inflicted no personal injury on Christ, yet when Christ appeared to him, he said, why do you persecute me? Because he's one with his spouse. He's one with his church. For all of you men watching, an assault on your wife is an assault on you, right? If you're out and about and somebody assaults your wife, because you're one flesh with your wife, you're going to take that as an assault on you, and you're going to retaliate as if you were the one who was assaulted, even though your wife was the one who was assaulted. That's that union between Christ and his church. And love, eros love, is what reflects that in a marriage. But that's still not the highest form of love. It could be argued it's the most pleasurable form of love, at least on earth it is. The highest form of love is agape love. That is the highest, most heavenly, most otherworldly form of love. And it's that agape love that we all have to strive for. And one of my favorite quotes of St. Thomas Aquinas is when he said that the same love, that same infinite, vast, eternal love that God the Father loves God the Son with, he also loves us with. Think about that. Think of that unimaginable, infinite love that God the Father has for God the Son within the life of the Trinity. Can you believe that the same love that God loves his natural son with, his natural only begotten son with, he also loves us sinners with? Think about that. We're these finite, sinful creatures who offend him many times a day. I've offended God many times throughout the day. Heck, I went to confession yesterday. I offend God all the time, guys. So even though I'm this sinful, finite creature who offends God, he still loves me with the same identical, infinite love that he loves his only begotten son with. His only begotten son, who was so pleasing to him that the only thing that could appease his wrath was his own son being offered up to him. Only God could appease God. And that's why the God-man had to become man and die for us. Because only God, the only acceptable gift to God is God himself. And that's the agape love, guys. So is that enough for you, Sharon Lynn? Sharon said talk about love, guys, so I talked about love. Unscripted while I'm smoking a cigar. Hunter's laptop. Ha! I'll really get sucked if I talk about Hunter's laptop. So we'll leave that one. Maybe if I get $100 million and I build my own platform, maybe then I can talk about Hunter's laptop. My favorite place to visit. Let's see, Billy Shaba. What's my favorite place to visit? That's a tough one. I gotta say I love Thailand. I'm kind of homesick. I really miss Thailand. A lot of people felt bad for me that I was stranded overseas for 8 months. A vacation that was only meant to last 60 days. Then I extended it to 90, and then COVID hit, and I stayed there for another 5 months. It was the best staycation of my life, guys. I loved it there. And I was a little bit bummed when I had to come home, to be honest with you. One could argue that my channel was born in Thailand. These little walk-in talks, I started doing that when I was in Thailand, guys. So a lot of good came from that. The only downside to Thailand is that it's in the Indochina time zone. So it's 11 hours ahead of Eastern time. So when people are going to bed here, everybody in Thailand is waking up. When everybody in Thailand is going to bed, everybody here in America is waking up. So I wasn't able to get a whole lot of work done there. That's the only downside to Thailand. If it wasn't for the Indochina time zone, I'd probably live in Thailand for a big part throughout the year. But I am eyeing Colombia next year. I'm going to be spending some time down in Colombia in 2021. And cool thing about Colombia is that it's in the central time zone, so that won't impact my work at all. And the weather is awesome. I'm going to go to Medellin, Colombia. Medellin means eternal spring. This awesome weather we've been having in Michigan, guys, in the low 70s, high 60s, low 70s, that's what the weather's like all year throughout Medellin, Colombia. So I'm going to be spending some time there. I'm going to check it out. I'm definitely going to live abroad. That's part of my plan. Is I am going to live abroad for a portion of the year. I'm just sampling different countries right now. Thailand was on the list. Colombia's on the list. I might look at Paraguay. A few other places I might look at. But that's definitely, and believe it or not, it's also part of my financial strategy too. There's this guy on YouTube you guys should follow. His name is the Nomad Capitalist. And he teaches to live where you're treated well. And the key to building wealth, guys, is saving money. But saving money doesn't have to be a drag. You could live in a country that has an unstable currency overseas, like Thailand. They have the baht over there. And with US dollars, with the exchange rate, you would live like an absolute king over there. Like an absolute king. I estimate I saved at least 10 grand when I was living in Thailand for those 8 months. Penny saved is a penny earned. I canceled my insurance. There's all kinds of things I canceled before I left because I knew I wasn't going to need it. Saved me a ton of money. So before I sign off, any other topic requests? Do you think there was fraud in the election? Yeah, big time. All All right, guys. So for those of you who joined late, my request that I made to everybody else that I'll make to you guys that hopped on late, I'm getting ready to render the video that I made earlier that was censored. I took out the problematic parts that Facebook fact checkers didn't like. I'm going to reproduce the video. It's going to be up in a few minutes. Please like that video, comment on it. Please share it, guys. And when you share it, please write a description when you share it. And in your description, if you could also please ask others to share it, I would really appreciate that, because I want to get the message out. I want to give hope to everybody. Finally, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You won't regret it. I love you guys. Good night. The next time you hear from me, I will be in sunny Orlando, and I'll have some words of encouragement and hope for you and enlightenment for you there too. Okay, guys? So I will see you guys later. God bless. Good night.